Okay. There we go. So we're going to do another Ombre gradient soap. Mostly because it's pretty. Also, I've had a couple of really bad days, so I'm going to make something that's nice and pretty and fun to play with. I'm using a goat milk soap base again. This time I'm using an energy fragrance oil. Last time I used the energy fragrance oil, it didn't play nicely with the goat milk, and I had to throw out 5 or 6 kilos of soap. I had to throw out a lot of soap. I can only sort of see comments again, guys. So let's see if we can shift. There we go. There. I think that's a bit better. Yeah, I had to throw out 5 kilos of soap last time I used this fragrance oil and a goat milk soap. So we're going to see if it plays nicely this time. If not, we will count it to experience and we'll make it with oat milk or macadamia milk or aloe vera or beer or something more exciting than goat milk. Hi Lisa! I can only see comments part of the time, mostly because of how my stupid camera gets set up. So we've got the white goat milk base made that I made over at the other sink, and now we start adding colour a little bit at a time, just one pass, and then we'll pass through. This should be purple blue, but it'll probably look grey as I finish because purples don't play nicely in high alkaline environments. So we'll look a bit grey, a bit irky until it gels when I cut it tomorrow. Adding about 2.5 mils of colour. This is mica in oil. Yeah, sorry, I really can't see comments while I do this. Mica in oil, it's a grape soda mica, which means it comes up as purple blue as I work. So it was interesting. I was just on Neil's Scope and someone told me mortgages are boring. What's up, sweetheart?
I got pound cake.
Okay, we'll find a face washer. You'll be okay.
I already wiped them off.
I'll see, you're okay then. Yeah, someone told me mortgages were boring. And it's like, that person's clearly never lived without plumbing. Because, you know what? My house has plumbing. I turn on my taps and water comes out. It's a bit magic. And I have all these people that... I love alternate lifestyles. I really love the whole ethos and idea behind them. But I've lived them. And I like hot water in my taps. Which is, you know, maybe a bit plebeian. God knows what it is. But for me, hot water in the taps is rather nice. And I am popping in at the end of each pass to see comments. So, you know, we've just got to time it right. But, yeah, so this is just standard goat's milk soap. Scoot, kid.
I was going to ask for a kiwi.
Yeah, if you like. This is standard goat milk soap. I get my goat milk locally and fresh, which is nice. So I get to use all raw, unpasteurised milk in the soap, which makes everybody happy. And it's nice. And it's thickening up a bit faster than I'd like. It's the only problem working with fragrance oils rather than essential oils, is they're just not quite... I'm so cute. Who's so cute? Yes, we had hot water. We just had to boil it ourselves. You know, all these fire baths, yeah, been there, done that. Not my idea of a good time. Why are you living on ramen, Justin? Yes, a little bit of work to make it hot. A small amount of work. No, so I mean, if you compare my lifestyle to my parents, when we were growing up, I went very straight, I have a mortgage on a 3-bedroom house. I have 3 children. I got married. All of these things. You know, they had 2 children and got married, but it's just, really just comes down to plumbing. But at the same time, I'm a maker. I make with my hands. Well, with jackets and bugs. And jackets and bugs? Wow, I am really tired. With buckets and jugs. I'm a maker. I appreciate handmade. I love things that people put a bit of their soul into. Pouring on the spoon just gives me something to rest against, really, so I don't wobble too much. It's more supporting my body as I pour, because otherwise I get really wobbly and my hands fall apart. My body doesn't like to play nice with me sometimes. It also helps with the layering a bit, stops it sort of plunging down so far, which, you know, is something you use for a different technique, the wanting to make it plunge to the bottom. And I mean, I might try that with an ombre soap at some stage, see how it goes. But it's been so nice. People have been using this technique and tagging me in photos on Instagram, and it's been so lovely to see what everyone else has to say about it. It's just been so amazing, and to see how everyone else puts their own spin on things. And for me, it was something I came up with because I wanted an easy way to do a gradient. Just an easy way to do a colour gradient. So I sat down and thought about it and thought, what is going to be the simplest way, given my disabilities and my issues with my hands. Yeah, sorry guys, I catch about 1 comment in every minute or so. And so this was a way I thought that would make it easier for me, save some of the washing up, save some of the work, but still give me a really pretty soap. And it does, which is nice. But cloth. There we go. Gets a bit hard to stir if your spatula handle's covered in soap, butter and gloves. Hi guys, hi everybody. I need to work out a better way to set up so that I can see all the comments, because the current setup is not working for me, but it's a bit difficult in my space. I work in a little alcove in my laundry at the moment. We're in the process of getting planning approval to put a studio on the property, which is nice. Once we get that, I'll hopefully have a slightly better place to film with more light and all that jazz. So yeah, just a basic soap mix. I've shared the recipe for this one all over the internet, really, but it's 42% olive oil, 20% rice bran oil, 20% coconut oil, 10% sweet almond oil, and 8% castor oil. Gives a nice slow moving fluid batter, even when your fragrance oil isn't playing as nicely as it should be. And you know, so nice slow moving batter. I tell people to do it at full water, but I think I'm actually working with a 34% water if you do your water on soap calc, which I don't. I've got a program that runs my recipes for me. Ah, thank you for sharing, Mum. You know, hooray. I should have made up more colour. This is terrible. I'm really poorly organised today. Today was a last minute. Do you think I should scope this? And everyone said, yes, please do. And by everyone I mean my mother, because she loves me. Now, there we go. And we're going to have to do a quick... So you shouldn't do this. You should have all your colours made up ahead of time so that you're not standing here doing what I'm doing right now. Because this is so unprofessional. Eek. Your pleasure. See? You complain that I boss you around, but really it's mutual bossing. This is sweet almond oil. Normally I've got enough colourant made up, but I thought I'd have enough, and then clearly I added too much each pass or something. So, mutual bossing. I don't know, it's just one of those things. I feel so privileged to be able to make things with my hands that then I can go on and sell. You know, because it's a huge privilege to make things that I can then pass on to other people. That, so unprofessional, yes. It's a huge privilege to make something that people take into their homes, take into their bathrooms and use. And it's only small happinesses, but I like to tell people that, you know, I make people happy. I do boss you a little bit. And, you know, it's small happinesses, but they count. Where, you know, I make things that change people's lives in a very small way. And that's okay. I'm not a hero. I'm not some sort of magician. I don't, you know, real life isn't like books. I don't expect that you can change someone's life in a big way, but I make soap and people buy it and people love it and people come back to get more soap, and I think that counts for something. You know, in a world where you can go to the supermarket and buy 10 soaps for $2, you know, that people value what I do is really important to me. That they value the time and effort that I put into things here. And, you know, probably be easier if you could see all my hand flapping and my shoulder shrugging as well. You know, make it a bit more professional. But you do what you can with what you've got. And what I've got is a passion for soap and an alcove in my laundry. And that counts. And a slowly growing customer base, which is nice. Hi Bettina, thank you for the invite. We're just finishing up. Try and get everything scraped out. So some of these soaps, the ones I made on Scope, goodness, nearly 2 months ago now. If I get a chance, sorry, there we go. If I get a chance, I'm going to try and get those onto the online shop today, mostly because I've already taken the photos for them, and so I'll try and get those up. We've got a lemon myrtle, a lemongrass, a mint, and what's the other one? A cranberry mandarin that are all ready. So I'll try and get those on. Alright, handy chopstick. It's just a chopstick. I steal them from the takeaway shops. That's not really stealing if I'm in there buying things though, is it? Just trying to... Now the goal here is to not dip the chopstick down too far, because I don't want to mess up what's inside. But you want it to look like that when you're done. Ah, there we go. Thanks, Lisa. Hang on, I'll just go wipe my hands off so that I can pick the phone up. And so I'm, oops, there we go. I am, oh, what did I do? Are we still there? Yep, I think we are. Yeah, I don't know what I've done. Yeah, just pretty soap. Swirling for the pretty pattern, yes. So this will, once I clean up, it'll sit here on my shelf overnight and gel and do all its things. I'll try not to drop the phone because my gloves are wet. And I'm soaping in bare arms. Don't do that. Don't soap in bare arms. I'm not that sensitive to lie. How many portions will I get out of this? I'll get 17 bars plus a couple of ends and a guest soap, or 2 if I'm lucky. So it will just... These are 18-inch logs, so we're a bit messy. Yeah, I have an online shop, so if you're still there, I have an online shop. It's veronicafoleessentials.com.au. You can go and buy all the soap. And if you're in the US and watching, at the moment the exchange rate is so good that someone paid $50 for me to ship them 7 bars of soap, even with Australian shipping. And for me, you know, it's win-win. Ah, thank you, Mum. It's win-win because the exchange rate's so good that the Americans get a great deal, and I still get paid full price. Yeah, I do. I try and keep some ends for myself. Otherwise it gets... I have to, for quality control purposes too. So, yeah, there's a link in my profile, or you can find the link in all my other profiles. I'm on Instagram. Instagram will be where I put photos of this one I've just poured in a minute. But it turned out quite nicely. There we go. Okay, so yeah, this is what I do. Slightly, you can see my tripod set up and you can see why it's so hard to see comments. I've got buckets hanging on the wall, a light so people can see. Hi! That's a good plan, Bettina. Sorry, I'm so tired, I'm tripping over my tongue today. My kids all pick their own soaps out of what we've got on the shelves. So I've got the ones that I'm testing and they've got the ones that they want to use. You know, I try and steer them towards old stock, but apparently the fancy new ones are the favourites. Okay guys, I'm going to pop off and clean up. I need to make more foot soap. It fell to the bottom of my to-do list. Okay guys, I'm going to pop off. Thank you so much everybody for popping in, and I'll see you all around.